we got the car up on jack stands. We're going to take the wheels off, and I got all new lug nuts, but we got to put them on the lathe and turn them down to size. And we did some cleaning on the car, and you can see what 20 years of dirt was. We pulled the hood off. We still got to clean that spot. But that's what the car used to look like, and you can see what we got now. We're going to buff it still, but the old girl's coming back to life. She's looking pretty good, but got a little bit of a shine to her now. Yep, so we're getting the wheels off. We're going to put all new lug nuts on. And yeah, you can see she's coming along. That's all. She's really, the paint's really coming back out on her. And after a good buff. Look at that. Alright. I got a box of 1.3/5 half 20 lug nuts. And I got real lucky that the front ones are just going to work. I'm not going to have to touch them up that much, but so I'm going to slide them in the wheel here without the washer on the front, mark them, and I'm going to turn down 10 of them for the back, because you want a gap in there. You want them close, but you don't want them touching. So we're going to have like an 1/8 inch gap when we're going to turn them down the lathe down to size and put them on there. So you can see that there's like an 1/8 inch gap where that's not going to, when you put in. So these work perfect. I don't have to touch them at all for the front wheels. But on the back wheels, I need to make them look like this with the washer. So we're going to turn the ones that are too long for the back wheels down on the lathe now. Alright, I got 10 of them set up there and marked out. I just spun the lug nut inside the wheel. And what we'll do is put it on the lathe, and it'll be real easy. We'll just spin it till the red's gone. So this was put up inside the wheel without the washer on it. So when I put the washer in, it'll space it the width of that washer. So we'll just put it on there, and this doesn't have to be all perfect. They're all within 0.003 of each other. It has to just not bottom out and be in there as deep as we can get it. So what we're going to do is put them in the lathe and just spin them off, and that'll be it. Alright, so put them on this little lathe that I got, and I got the tool, and you just chew it down till the red's gone, and then I put a bevel on the inside and a bevel on the outside. This lug nut's done. I just got to do the other 9, and they'll be done for the car. Alright, so you can see I parted off with the part off tool, and then I'll come over and I'll put the bevel in with this tool. So I'm just working my way through them, but part it off and take the red line out, and that's all there is to it. So you can see how I take this tool in here and bevel the inside and the outside of that. Alright, we're down to 2 to go. Alright, I got the new lug nuts all made up. You can see 20 years of dirt on these wheels. Getting them all polished up, and we're going to have them all bolted up here in a second. Got a little bit of elbow grease, and we're getting them to come back. So getting them all shined up here, and they're bolted on. Alright, so I've taken the front, there's a front master cylinder and a rear master cylinder, and the way the pedal is in there, there's not a real easy way to put a brake light switch in. So what I'm going to do is do it like they do dune buggies, and I'm going to plumb in this brake light pressure switch. I need to put it in there and then plumb the line to it. So alright, so we got a brake light switch there. And now when you press the pedal, I'll just be able to turn the brake lights on and off. I don't have to worry about put an electric switch in. So we've already bled the brakes and everything, and we don't have any leaks. We got good front brakes, and now we have brake lights. We have a way to make the brake lights work. So, all right, another check mark. And we got the wheels all shined up. We got another hour or so in each one. So we're moving along. They're looking good. All right, so I got my prongs across the 2 terminals there. I'm doing a resistance check, and we're going to hit the brake pedal right now. Hear that tone? And I get 12 volts on one side. The other side I'm going to have brake lights. So it's a real easy way to make any brake system work without having a switch or anything. Just put this in line with the pressure line. Now we got brake lights right there, and we're almost ready just to wire the almost ready to wire. We got to mount the fuse box now. All right, so I bought this fuse box, and it's got 12 circuits in their blade style. I'm going to mount it up here underneath the dash on the passenger side. So what I've done is I've made a template, and we're going to transfer it over to this piece of aluminum. That way we can mount it. Basically, this is going to be my electrical plate to mount all my electrical stuff on, and we're going to put it in here and get this. We're going to first trim it out, and we're going to get it up here and mounted, and then start mounting our electrical stuff to it. So I need a starter relay, and I need a fuse box, band relay, any other things that I forgot about will be able to be just mounted to this. So it's stamped in here, like in there it's all stamped, it's not flat. So that's why we're doing this. So we got a flat plate, we can just play around on it. Alright, we made this aluminum plate to go in there. And then once the aluminum plate's on, I got 2 screws to take that plate out here and there. But I got this fuse box in, and I got the fan relay mounted up here. You will mount the starter relay down there, and the power will come in to the starter relay, and then go to the fuse box. We'll have the fan. Everything will be right here. And if you need to service it, Dad asked for it to be put on the passenger side. So if he breaks down on the side of the road, you can have the door wide open and pop this cover off. And underneath that cover, I can get it off here. Underneath that cover, there's all new blade style fuses, and we don't have to deal. It'll all be new wiring and new style fuses that you'll be able to get real easy, and it'll be easy to service if you break down on the side of the road to troubleshoot, which, you know, hopefully I get done with this, we won't be doing any electrical troubleshooting. But I got all new wiring harnessed. I got everything will be labeled. I got a fan relay. That's the horn relay, and this will be the turn signals. Now, whenever these boxes come with the turn signals, I'll have to take these 2 plugs out and swap them, either in the box or right here, because this thermal relay won't work for the LED. The plugs are backwards. The 2-prong LED electronic flasher only works one way, and they're always backwards in these boxes when you put them in. So I'll just pop the 2 spades out, switch them, and then the LED flasher will work. I don't have the LED flasher yet, but it's coming. And then but you know, these always come with thermal flashers. Even though the picture for this one of the reasons why I bought it is in the picture it had an electronic flasher in the picture, but that's not an electronic flasher, that's a thermal flasher. It won't work with my LEDs. It won't flash. The LEDs don't pull enough amperage to flash. The starter relay will come in tomorrow, and I'm going to use a Ford style starter relay. I won't use the Chrysler one because they're getting really, really hard to source. The Ford one you can get anywhere. Like, you break down, you can get it anywhere. It won't be wired the way the Ford wires it, but it'll do just fine with what we want to do. Instead of Chrysler, the solenoid is actually out in the starter. They only use the solenoid on the side to pull the starter in, so it'll be wired
constant on one side, and then the one that pulls the solenoid in. So really the Ford relay won't do the duty that it usually does in a Ford. But we'll put it down here, and the key will pull this in, and the button, the starter button, everything will pull this in after it goes through the neutral safety switch. So we got the kick panel done. We got all the electrical stuff done. We got brake light switch. We got the headlights and tail lights. Everything's out there to just wire it now. So we're doing pretty good. All right, so here's our list that we had for the weekend. And we had the headlights, we had the tail lights, had the fuse panel, which we just did. We had the lug nuts and the brake light switch. That was everything I was hoping to get done for the weekend here. Next week, we plumb the trans, plumb the fuel lines, wire the car, plumb the oil, start the engine and drive it. So we're looking really good. Next weekend there's on Saturday, the local cruise in where, you know, all my friends from school and everybody here in town shows up at. You know, I'm old now, so 20 years ago, people I went to school with and people that everybody I know in town. If we can get Dad there in his car and you know, all the people that he knows, that would be a big deal. So fingers crossed we make it there next Saturday, but we're looking really good. We're down to like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things. You know, wire the car is a pretty big thing, and it encompasses a lot of stuff. So, fingers crossed. If you like this kind of stuff, check back in. We're gonna call it for the day. Have a nice day. All right, we cleaned it up real good, and she's starting to shine a little bit. We got the grill done, getting close to wiring it. Got all the wheels done. So I think she's coming along.